about the setting up judicial system. Mishpatim, one of the Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach, is that even non-Jews have to set up a judicial system. The Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach are referred to as b'nei Noach. The mitzvahs b'nei Noach, although these mitzvahs were given to Adam Rishon, but nevertheless, because all humanity descends from Noach, they're identified as Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach. So the question is, when a non-Jew observes the Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach, if he observes them because it was communicated to Noach by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is he fulfilling the mitzvahs properly? Does he have a share in the world to come because he's observing the Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach as Noach received them as it was communicated to Noach? So the Rambam says that the only time a non-Jew has a share in the world to come, if he observes the Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach as they were given to Moshe Rabbeinu as part of Torah itself, that it was directly given to us to be communicated to them, to the world, that they have an obligation, responsibility to live within the context of the Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach. So the question is, factually speaking, if the reason why they're observing it, the Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach, the 7 Noahide laws, not for humanitarian reasons, but purely because it's divine dictate, it's the word of God, what difference does it make if it was communicated to Moshe or was given to us as part of the Torah, which was meant to be given over to the nations of the world, that this is the parameters of what they must keep? This is Sefarno. The Sefarno explains that at Kabbalah Torah at Sinai, every Jew prophesies in the wake state. Why did he have to prophesy in the wake state? Why couldn't they prophesy even in a sleeping state? Like all Nevi'im, Moshe Rabbeinu was the only one who prophesied b'hoketz v'lo b'chalom, in a wake state, not in the sleep state, not through a dream. So the Sefarno explains, because to be able to accept the fact that a human being is able to receive a communication in his physical state and survive that communication, that's something which would be something they couldn't accept. That was Moshe's state, because Moshe was spiritualized to that degree. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu allowed them to experience that experience, although they weren't at that level, so they should accept the prophecy of Moshe that's in the wake state, not in the sleep state. This is the Sefarno. However, on a more simple level, as the Rambam says, that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Moshe, "B'cho yaminu l'olam," they will believe in you forever. Why do we believe in Moshe Rabbeinu that his word is the Dvar Hashem, is the word of God? Because at Sinai, as the Rambam says in Hilchos Yisodei HaTorah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to Moshe, "Lechem or lehem kach v'kach," go tell the Jews such and such. So we heard God openly communicating to Moshe Rabbeinu whatever he communicated to him. So that establishes Moshe as being God's spokesman. Until that moment that we witnessed God openly communicate to Moshe in our presence. Moshe Rabbeinu did many things. He performed miracles. He proved that he was the Shliach Hashem when he came. He did certain miracles to prove that he was God's agent. He was the Redeemer to us. It had nothing to do with Paro. What was the basis? So there, it was. Why do we accept it? As it says, "Vayami Noam," we believed. That was based on our own evaluation, our own understanding that it would not be possible to bring about such results unless you're a prophet. But did we know factually? It could be questioned, it could be disputed. It didn't have to be fact. One was it established as fact. It was established as fact at Sinai. The Torah itself has to be factual, irrefutable, beyond any doubt. That could only come about when we witness it openly, when it was given to Moshe in our presence, and God spoke to Moshe in our presence. Lechem olem, as the Rambam says, kach v'kach. Einenu ro v'lo zo. We saw with our own eyes. We heard with our own ears. It's not hearsay. It's fact. It's irrefutable fact. Identically, when the non-Jew observes the Sheva mitzvahs b'nei Noach until Sinai, it was because it was communicated to Noach. But how do we know that? Because Noach, he's the father of all mankind. He survived the great flood. God evidently must have spoken to him, because otherwise, how did he survive it? And how did he know this dictate? But that's all surmising. That's only our own evaluation of the understanding of fact, but it may not be fact. So just as the Jew, when he fulfills the Torah, it has to be irrefutable fact, and if it's anything less than that, it's not sufficient. Identically, the non-Jew, to have relevance to Olam Haba, to the world to come, to have a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it has to be established to such a point where it's something which is irrefutable and it's beyond any doubt. One second. The Mishnah tells us in Chelek, speaks about Kol Yisrael Yesh Lem Chelek Olam Haba. But what about a person who says, Ein Tchias HaMesim Min HaTorah? Tchias HaMesim is not min, resurrection is not min HaTorah. So Rashi says, Shekove b'Medrashim, he denies the text, the midrash, the interpretation of the text, the Darshina b'Gemara, come on, Minan Tchias HaMesim Min HaTorah. Gemara brings multiple sources that there's going to be resurrection in the future. So Rashi says, "Va'afilu yemode u'mamin shechayu mesim, sheyichu mesim." Even he believes that ultimately the dead will come alive, will be resurrected. Elad l'remiza b'raiso, but he feels there's no illusion or proof or basis in the Torah. Kofu, he's considered a heretic. Why? Hol v'oker sheyesh tchias mesim in the Torah, since he denies that it's rooted in the Torah. Ma'alonu u'lamnuso. What difference? It's irrelevant what he believes. Although he says it, but he has no basis for his position. And because he has no concrete, irrefutable basis for his position, it's irrelevant what he believes. Hilkoch kofer gomu. Therefore, it's called a kofer. So it comes out interesting here. A person comes upon God through his own quest for truth. And he believes in God. It's not so simple. Because as he believes today, he could not believe tomorrow, as the Rambam says. Because since a human being is subject to many influences, and he has a certain limitation, we believe one thing, and we believe it's irrefutable. Tomorrow, based on something else, we see it differently. And this is why, if it's not rooted in psukim, in the text itself, or in Chazal, Rashi says, V'chim ma'alonu, that he believes, it's irrelevant. Ulum noso, and his belief is nothing. The same thing. The non-Jew, well, I surmise it is. Surmise is not enough. To have a relation with God, it has to be irrefutable. Cannot be influenced to any degree. It's fact. And therefore, only if he observes it as part of Torah that was given to Moshe Rabbeinu, which is irrefutable fact, only then does he have a relationship with God, which is Olam Haba.